Okay, what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and add the hole in for the guitar. That's probably not all that necessary. We could just texture it in. It's kind of lazy, but it would probably look okay. And we'll add the part of the guitar that the strings get attached to, and then we'll go ahead and texture it up. So we're going to go ahead and use our front view and go to Shading X-Ray. Alright, and go to Edit Mesh, Insert Edge Loop Tool. And we're just going to cut out where roughly where the circle will be. Let's try that again. Okay. And hit Q to turn it off, of course. Go to Vertex. Take your Move tool and just move these out. And what we need to do here is just kind of take these guys and so that's pretty good. We're actually not just going to select the faces and delete them. We're going to extrude them in. So go ahead and hit 5 on your keyboard, or go to Shading X-Ray. And we're going to go to Face Mode, and I want you to go ahead and select these faces. And we're going to go to Edit Mesh, Extrude, and go ahead and bring these things in. No, you don't want to delete them. You can make a little bit of a design up here if you scale first and then extrude again. That's completely up to you. So we don't want to extrude too much. I understand that the guitar is hollow, but if you want to get that illusion of the guitar being hollow, we could select these faces in here and extrude. We can do that later because it's going to get a little weird when we go to texture it if we do that now. So we could always do that later. It's not a big deal. And it has a little bit of a ridge here on the guitar. So what we're going to do is Edit Mesh, Insert Edge Loop Tool. And we're going to put one here. Put one there. And put one up there. You don't really actually, Control Z, I don't really need that one. Actually, I do. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and select all these faces. So there's really no fast way to do this. Just hold down Shift and go, or take your paintbrush tool. It's a little bit easier. Hit B, scale it down. Okay, see, I forgot to put them in the bottom. So Edit Mesh, Insert Edge Loop Tool. You have to make sure you get all the planes first before you start selecting, or else you are wasting your time. Alright. Let's try that again. I had to restart there because I had an edge selected, and I do not want that edge selected, because that means I'll extrude the edge. Okay, so there we go. And if you look, it's a little bit of a ridge. It looks like it comes in a little bit. Edit Mesh, Extrude. And you can just bring it in just a hair. And then scale it in. Just click that and scale the whole thing in a little. Let's see. Let's go ahead and see what this is looking like here. All right. So that'll work. A little bit of a ridge here on the guitar. I'm actually not going to smooth it. I might convert it to a subdiv later when I'm done. So let's go ahead and go to Edit Mesh, Insert Edge Loop Tool. Let's go ahead and put one here. The reason why we're doing this is when we convert it to a subdiv, these edges will allow us to hold the shape. So let's go ahead and put one there. Let's put one up here. And that should be good. Okay. Good. So the front has the ridge, the back doesn't, and that's looking pretty good. What we're going to do now is we could actually be ready to set up our UVs. The only thing I did though is since I created this little extrusion, it might be a little difficult to select these faces here. So what we could do is we could actually take your face mode. Just for now, we're going to highlight these front faces. Let's go ahead and bring them all up. Okay. You know what? Even a better way is actually duplicate this thing. Control D. And go ahead and move it over. We're going to go ahead and put our UVs on this one. And then copy the attributes over to that one. So we just actually want to flatten this out. It's kind of a strange technique, but it's pretty nice. So we're going to select these. We're just going to go ahead and bring them up. And now we're going to take our paintbrush tool, scale it down. And I'm going to go ahead and scale these totally flat. Okay. And I'm going to do the same with these faces on the the base of the guitar. Let's go ahead and scale these flat. Now if I'm using my brush tool, and it's too big right now, so hit B and scale it down. Then hit Control to deselect some of the faces that I selected by accident. Okay. And now what I'll do is I'm just going to scale these in a bit. And I actually want to grab those faces too on the side here. So just go ahead and paint away. It's nice as using this technique, you don't have to hit Control, hit Alt. I mean, you don't have to hit Shift. So go ahead and select those faces. Just take a second. All right. Okay, almost done. A few more faces to go. Hold Control, deselect those. Okay, that looks good. So I'm just going to take this and scale it in again. And I'm going to scale it flat with the blue handle. Okay. We're just going to bring it up just a bit. Okay, so we have the same detail, it's just that it's all one plane. And then we'll just transfer the attributes later. Okay, so this is pretty much a short video. We can start to set up the UVs while we're here. So go to Edit UV, UV Texture Editor, and we're going to go ahead and do the front, the back, and the sides. So let's go ahead and do the front. I'm just going to take this one and just move it back a little. Go to side view here. Go to face, side view. And this is pretty basic. I'm just going to go ahead and select those. Nope. Let's try it again. Okay, I have the side view. I really don't want these faces. I really don't want to select those, so we could do this and then hit select and then grow selection and then hit G. Let's see if hit G again. Okay, it's pretty good. Now we still have to deselect. I guess you'll have to go to front view and just paint, that's all. Make your brush big. And just go ahead and paint these up. Kind of annoying, but sometimes it works out that way. So scale that down. Scale that down some more. I'll just hit Shift. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and go around here and select these. So I'm going to pause the video while I'm doing that, and you guys can do the same. Okay, I'm almost done here. I'm just going to go ahead and finish up the neck. Remember, don't roll your mouse over because we want to do the front and back separately. So now this whole thing is selected. We're actually going to save this so we don't have to do it again later. I'm going to show you what I mean. So I'm going to go to Edit, and then there's a way to save the selection here. Hold on. Maybe it's under Select. Let's see here. I'm just going to pause. Oh, I'm going to pause this while I figure. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go to Modify, Create Sets, Quick Selection Set. We're going to name this thing Front. Just click OK. Now if I click off, and I go to Edit, actually Select rather. Edit, where are we? It's under Edit, Quick Select Sets, Front. It'll select all the front faces. So that's going to be useful when we do the back. So if we go to Perspective, you'll notice that, you're good. Okay. And what I actually did was I selected the wrong faces. So this is going to be useful right now. You'll notice that I selected the ones in the back. It should be, these obviously. So what I could do is I could hold down Shift and do this. Okay, and I'll select all those minus these. And then go to your side view. Hold down Shift. Actually Control to deselect all these. Okay, Perspective. And now I have my front sets. You'll just note that you have to deselect those again, which is kind of annoying. Let's see if we could do it inside view. Let's see if I hit Control. You might be able to just sort of, yep, there we go. Control, I'm holding Control on my keyboard. And let's see if I still have these faces selected. Good. I'm going to go back to side view. Okay, hit Control and drag. Control deselects and Shift selects. Okay, so there we go. Just want to get rid of those two. Okay. All right. So there we go. We have our selection set. We're going to save this set now. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and go to Create Sets, Quick Select. It's going to be called Front Correct. Okay, now when we go to Modify or Edit, Quick Selection Sets, it'll be Front Correct. Okay, so there we go. The only thing we have to do now is, oops. You'll notice on my Front Correct, what I accidentally had selected was this area back here. So I'm going to hit Control and deselect all those guys. Alright. Finally, last time. You're going to get really good at creating selection sets. Front Correct, Final. Okay, so there we go. Alright, so in the next video we'll go ahead and do our UVs.